we live in a society. Ideally, we want it to be safe. Thus, we fear acts that disturb the equilibrium. We fear acts that make us feel unsafe. Thus, we punish those who commit such acts. However, this punishment that we impose carry in them different purposes rooted from different theories of penalty or punishment: the retributive theory, the deterrent theory, and the theory of rehabilitation. There are more actually, but I concluded that these are the main ones. The purpose of this video is simply to explain what these theories argue for and the validity of each of them in our present society. Retribution. Originally, punishment is an individual responsibility. A wrong act done to you is punished by you through personal revenge. That's our basic instinct. Now, society has advanced and laws were enacted, and we were forced to give up our right in dealing personally with a wrongdoer in exchange for the promise that the society will collectively punish the criminal for you and your inner peace. Because according to the retribution theory, society is a scale and justice is its measure. When a wrong act is done, justice is disturbed, the balance is disrupted. So, to balance everything again, the same act with the same gravity of the same weight must be inflicted to the other side so that everything is equal. However, if the act done by the offender was a moral wrong, then to punish the offender with an act that bears in it the same gravity, then does that make punishment also a moral wrong? If so, then does two wrongs somehow make a right? These are just some of the arguments. Another argument is that this theory also doesn't care about the society at all. Its only concern is the temporary satisfaction of the victim. The second theory is the Deterrence theory. This theory was first advocated by Plato. No one punishes a wrongdoer on account of his wrongdoing unless one takes unreasoning vengeance like a wild beast, but he who undertakes to punish with reason does not avenge himself for the past offense, since he cannot make what was done as though it never came to pass. He looks to the future and aims at preventing that particular person and others who see him punished from doing wrong again. In this theory, punishment is used to deter or prevent the criminal offender and other potential criminal offenders from doing the criminal act through demonstration of what will happen if they follow the bad example. According to Adam Smith's rational choice theory, an offender weighs the cost and the price, or the pain and the pleasure, before committing an act. So, by increasing the cost, by increasing the pain through penalty, the offender can then rationalize that somehow the cost is not worth the price. So, in turn, the offender will not commit to the act. However, does this really work? There is no evidence that death penalty has either increased or decreased the number of crimes. And if 80% of criminal offenders use drugs, then can they really think rationally? And isn't it unfair that the offender is punished only for the sake of saving future wrongdoers. The last theory is the theory of rehabilitation. The last pillar of our justice system is the community. Ideally, when the offender, when these offenders go back to society, or when they return to society, we want them to be productive. However, imprisoning them in these orange shirts only creates more separation between them and other citizens. Even when they're out of prison, no one wants them because we've created this notion that they did something bad in the past, so whatever they do, the potential is in them, and at least that's what people think. And that's understandable because the environment inside the prisoner, just prisoners talking for years, so when they come out, probably nothing really changed. Thus, rehabilitation was advocated by the church during the Middle Ages. This is motivated by the belief in the worth and dignity of every person. The goal of rehabilitation is not merely to keep the offender from harming the society. This is a psychological approach of the modern day that attempts to guide a criminal back to a useful life. Some other theories are preventive theory, which simply punishes an offender so he can't physically do more wrong. Another similar theory to preventive theory is incapacitation theory. Incapacitation theory punishes a person to literally incapacitate that person from doing more crimes. The last theory is compensatory theory. This is a theory where the purpose is to get back the ill-gotten wealth from the offender so that the offender realizes the same suffering he has caused to the victim.